And now we are going to jump in the software. I wanted to show you guys how I design things. I prefer Inkscape. Tim prefers Illustrator. Everybody has a different view and a different software. So that's no problem with our software. If you don't have any software, you can use RE3 or Inkscape, whatever it may be. Today I'm going to show you how I create files in Inkscape. I bought a new fish tank, I set it up, and the top was broken. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to create that new lid.
You're going to show the picture of the fish
Yeah,
tank
sure.
quick? There it is, right there.
There it is, beautiful, glorious in every way.
I can't help but notice there aren't any fish in that fish tank.
I just set it up, man.
All right, I was just...
They're going to die. So right now
But is it a fish tank is my question.
The thing is, what they say is that you don't keep fish, you keep water. If you keep good water, your fish will be happy.
Okay.
So the water's keeping good.
It's keeping good, all right.
It's keeping good. We're going to make a new lid for it, and I am going to show you how.
So let's jump into the software.
Let's jump into the software. Oh, one sec. Sorry. This is the Muse Pandora.
Oh, man, we keep doing this.
I know, I messed up. That's the new Muse Pandora. Pretty much the coolest machine ever made. But we're here to talk about designing.
I don't know, man. We were in engineering earlier, and we saw some other pretty cool stuff.
Yes,
that we're probably not
did.
allowed to talk about.
We're not allowed to talk about that, no. So, Bob Ross style, sit with me as I design my new fish tank lid. I'm going to cut it out of 1/4 inch clear acrylic. Tim, ask me questions if you have any as I go along. Otherwise, I'm just going to go for it.
Well, Bradley White asks, I was recently told you shouldn't design in RE3. Is that still the case?
That is not the case. It is just, it's a onboard software. It is on the machine. It does have limitations because of that, and it can be run through Wi-Fi. There are limitations, but
I would say that it's not as robust as other design softwares like Inkscape or Illustrator, but like for basic things like making little vector shapes to cut out or adding text, I think it's perfectly fine.
yes, you can do everything in it. It's just most people have a third party that they already use.
Right.
So it's not that you can't design in it. It's just most people, like other softwares have tons and tons of stuff. I mean, we've worked on software for over 10 years now. They've worked on it for 30 years, So there's just a lot more to some other programs, and you have to pay for them. RE3 is free. It comes with the machine.
Yeah.
So
But Inkscape is also free.
Inkscape is also free. A lot of people think, hey, that's because it's not good. It's free. That's not the case. They're always updating it. It's because they let people use it, kind of like Word. We all grew up using Word. And now you got to pay for it, get the people used to it, and then they pay for it later. That's how it happens. So, for the lid, I measured in real life, what did I measure? I measured 23 inches and 7/8. Now, if you don't know how to do 7/8, you have to convert it into decimals. Decimals 7/8 is 8, what? It's 0.875. 7/8. If you don't know that, you can Google it very simply. What I'm going to do is start, my tank is that measurement, which is 23.875. I'm going to do that because it's roughly 24 by 24. But we're going to start with a box. That's the top. Like we're looking at it from the top. I'm going to give it well, let's just make sure it's filled. I'm going to make sure it has 0 stroke because in Inkscape it actually measures the stroke width. So 0 stroke. Up here we are going to do the dimensions. I'm going to change them to inches. Typically I work in millimeters, but we'll switch to inches. And then I will just simply put in the 23.875, double check, and Oh, I
think
put
you did
3.
Yeah.
That's significantly smaller. I missed the 2.
It's off by 20 inches. That's not a big deal.
No, no big deal at all. So, that is going to be the size of my lid. I have the basic size. I'm going to cut this on my 48 by 36 just to make sure. I'll give it a 0 fill because we don't care about fills. We're just cutting this out. And we'll give it a stroke paint of red.
Does Phil know that you feel that way?
No, we don't care about
We
fills.
don't care about fills.
Yes, ask him. Very recently, he's felt that to
Oh.
his core. He's very sad we don't hang out anymore. It doesn't matter. We're not like in a relationship or anything. Stroke style, and there we go. We have our simple cut. I don't want to just create a square.
Just a box.
Just a thing that goes on top. That's lame. There's no air going around. If you want to close the system, I guess that would be fine. But I want to add some design elements, right? I want to get some airflow, maybe put some plants on the top, who knows. So we do need some holes, especially if we want to add, like an easy way to feed the fish. So we'll go, I'm going to add some vectors to it. I'm just going to look up fish design. Typically when I look up something, I will go to more. I'll go to images, tools, and then I'll go color, black and white. That typically gets me a good image. So that could be laser cut really easy. You want to make sure when you cut these out that you don't have floaters. Floaters are just going to fall out anyways. Let's see. We could engrave as well if we wanted to. It'd be kind of cool. Maybe light up something. Let's see. I saw this one earlier. Fish. We could even add vector design. And some good ones. I kind of like the way these are circling. What do you think, Tim? Do we
Those
have
are
any?
kinda cool. Oh man, look at I like the tribal ones.
Like this?
Yeah, those are cool.
Let's see if there's any. They always have like these relative images.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm really digging that one.
That one's cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking for stuff that won't give you floaters or anything.
Yeah, that one,
It's
the
really
eyes
small
would be
though.
floaters. Yeah. So if you guys can see, this is very small, as you can see right here, and even on the screen, it's a bit pixelated. So we can change our search and go size and go large. And now we have ideal images that we don't have to worry about them being pixelated. What are other keywords you suggest, Tim? Like design?
Line art might be.
That might be.
Good one.
Let's do fish circle design. That might, I think.
Just so you're aware,
Yeah.
it's 4:58.
Sweet. Long day today.
Long day.
Alrighty. Yeah, I guess the interview or the madness with the madmen was a lot
the
longer
madmen.
than.
No, I like that though. I just
Yeah.
enjoy having those guys stop by.
Yeah. Now this one, whew, that's kind of cool.
It is cool. That's a lot.
There's a lot going on.
Not the best image.
Not the best. It's kind of, but it would get good airflow.
It would, for sure.
Let's just pick something because I know Tim loves staying late. Right,
Oh, I
Tim?
don't mind.
Oh, you don't mind?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I rode my bike today, so
All right.
I'm gonna get home a little bit later than usual anyway.
Okay. Cool.
I'm not worried about it.
I don't want to bore anybody. But
As long as they don't close up the building before I can change.
Oh, you're into your little bicycle clothes?
Yes.
I can't believe you wear those bicycle clothes, man.
It's comfortable. I'm not gonna ride home in a button down.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd just be wet.
Chafy.
Yeah.
Very chafy.
No thanks. I'm also wearing corduroy pants, so that wouldn't go very well either.
Oh man, that's like the worst is sweat.
I
Like
know.
Sweatiness.
Why I would rather not.
All right, let's pick one. I think I'm digging this.
There's that. Oh, that one's, yeah, I like that one.
We'll throw this guy in here. We'll just take a double. Oh, I don't know. This is pretty cool. Let's take this one.
There's a lot of cool ones.
All right, that's not that high quality, but we'll see what we can do with it. So we'll save it, and we'll go down here. We have any questions?
Earthbound Martian says Inkscape is awesome, first off. He also made a suggestion saying switching to line drawing in Google Images under type is generally useful.
Ooh, let's try that.
Yeah, that's good advice.
So we have our JPEG. You can see it's a little pixelated. And I'm going to go path, trace, bitmap, and it'll default to the brightness cutoff. I can update it to get a sort of rendering of what it may be. And typically, if it's, I mean, that came out pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's
actually really good.
That's really good. So we have our box, and I'm going to.
So for those watching, Walker basically did the same thing I did in my vector versus raster video, where I used image trace.
Yes,
in
image
Illustrator.
trace.
So he vectorized a raster image.
What I'm doing here is I'm just grabbing registration, sort of like to line up my image. And now I'm just going to select it. I'm going to move it to where the arrows kind of line up to the center point. We don't have to be super close because it is an organic shape in the middle, right? I'm going to make it kind of big. And I'm just going to select both of these, give them 0 fill, stroke, red. I like that you can actually see that one, so we'll go point, give it 3 points. What's great about Inkscape is it doesn't matter how big your stroke width is, it won't register any goofiness on the RE3 side. So I'm really digging this. I don't see any issues with it. I can feed through those little holes. You can get good airflow through those holes. Essentially, this is just a functioning sort of design.
Yeah.
And then, when we're ready, we'll go File, Document Properties, Resize Page to Content, Resize Page to Drawing or Selection. And we have our design ready. We will save as, let's put tank top. And we will save as a PDF, that is the native format, to our desktop, and just hit OK. What I like to do is have my software up, and I will just drag and drop the PDF. We don't need raster, right? So
nope.
We will hit OK.
I like that new feature, by the way.
Yeah, me too. It was actually in the old software for the older models, and
yeah, it didn't used to be there. It used to just be, it would import both regardless.
okay. So look at this. We came up with an issue.
Uh-oh.
What is that issue? This is great that it happened on here.
Is it?
Now, if you can see, very subtly, opacity over here. That's number one. If your designs aren't showing up, your vector designs aren't showing up, it's the opacity. I don't even know how that bumped to 99.5, but it does happen sometimes. So it's great that it happened live, so we can fix this issue. It's very common. Lots of people say, my design's not showing up, only part of it. That's why. So our opacity is returned. After we select both and change the opacity, we will save as PDF, and just save right over that one. And just add a little happy tree right there. Replace.
Right thought process.
And
Just remember, there's no such thing as mistakes, only happy accidents.
This happy accidents. All right, now we're gonna drop our little PDF right, and just drop him happily into his new home. Boom. Now we will have our fish top tank. Of course, this is for the Muse core, so it's way too big. We will change that to the Pro 48 so it fits, but we can scale it down if we'd like. We did build those little 10-gallon tanks, so we could make this for the 10 gallons.
Right.
And yeah, we can size it over here. to be whatever.
Yeah, you messed up the.
The ratio.
Yeah.
There we go. We're nice and square now. And our power and speed would be right here. If you're cutting 1/4 inch clear on a pro machine, I do probably 30 speed, 100 power, and that's a little slow, but you'll get a beautiful glazed edge that would just look perfect. And always do it without the honeycomb.
Yeah.
Why? Because the honeycomb flares up, creates all these little divots where it hit all the metal.
Yeah, like little notches.
So that's no good. Use your knife edge. And on the muse, this is going to be probably 1/4 inch acrylic. What power would that be? It'd probably be, I want to say 15 speed, 100 power, 100 current, all the way. Maybe even 20 at a double pass. Really depends. Make sure with the muse it's always aligned well. And your air is nice and flowing. Otherwise, that's how you design an Inkscape, very simply. I hope you enjoyed the show today. If you have any questions and comments that you see afterwards, we will answer them in the comments. And I think until next time, Tim.
Keep making.